The Young and the Restless spoilers preview video for the week of November 18 to 22 reveals that Summer Newman will struggle to believe this is happening as Phyllis Summers remains unconscious at the hospital. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will wonder if there's a treatment or something else the doctors can do, but Elena Dawson will insist there's nothing beyond stabilizing Phyllis and monitoring her vitals. At that point, Elena may suggest it's just a waiting game to see if Phyllis will wake up and what her cognitive abilities will be like. Although Summer and Daniel will face some scary moments, Phyllis is indeed going to pull through and get back to her old self eventually. In the meantime, Victor Newman will meet with Diane Jenkins Abbott and insist he's just forwarded the signed papers for the transfer of Glissade to her. Just like that, a suspicious Diane asks Victor in Y and R's weekly preview video. Have Diane and Jack Abbott really outsmarted Victor, or is he now duping them with a plot of his own? It's always wise to keep your guard up with Victor, so we don't blame Diane for thinking this is a little too easy. Victor always has a few cards left to play, so maybe Diane and Jack shouldn't get too comfortable with the idea of victory here. Speaking of victory, Jordan and Ian Ward will pat themselves on the back for achieving it. I and R fans will see Ian and Jordan raise their glasses as they celebrate their success. Jordan will insist it's time to pop the champagne as she erupts into maniacal laughter with Ian. We were already sold on Ian and Jordan being fantastic partners in crime, but seeing them toasting to their own scheme in the preview clip makes us even more excited. Ian and Jordan have apparently been quietly manipulating things for quite some time, so that may include the whole situation with Heather Stevens. Now that Jordan has seemingly run Phyllis off the road and let Sharon Newman think she's to blame, the drama's really heating up. Our predictions point to Jordan and Ian weaving an even more tangled web in the coming episodes, so we'll bring you updates on their conniving plans. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Ian and Jordan will work together to get revenge and cause disastrous news all over Genoa City. CDL's where you want to be for great Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so check back often for more details. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. The Young and the Restless just dialed up the drama to 11. Things went berserk in the November 14 episode, and it wasn't just shocking but downright explosive. It was revealed that Claire's not-so-loving Aunt Jordan, aka Crazy Aunt Jordan, masterminded the terrifying car crash. The repercussion? It nearly made Sharon and Phyllis bite the dust. But that's not even the final kicker. It turned out that Jordan was a mere puppet in this grand scheme. Who's pulling her strings? Double trouble. Jordan and Ian team up. The Young and the Restless spoilers recall that Jordan had a partner in crime. Mind you, it wasn't just any partner. The mastermind using our crazy aunt as a pawn was none other than the notorious Ian Ward. Yep, the man, the myth, the mess is back. The iconic character is played by Ray Wise, who needs no introduction. Moreover, the acting prodigy molds himself into any role like a cat fit into any vessel. As for his character, Ian is a cult leader and serial troublemaker in Genoa City. The man claimed to be the father of Nikki's son, but only he wasn't. The child was born out of Nikki's multiple one-night stands with Paul. But that's not all. He bought Cassie's twin sister, Mariah, when the latter was just an infant. Later on, he drugged and married her. What? Diabolism personified, right? Meanwhile, Ray is a celebrated actor with several hits under his belt. He's known for his legendary roles in Twin Peaks and Fargo. On the CBS soap, he never fails to bring Ian's evil streak to life with bone-chilling finesse. Now, let's talk about Jordan and their potential pairing as troublemakers. B&B actress Colleen Zinks started portraying Jordan in 2023. She grabbed eyeballs for her performance that screamed wickedness. Further read, Phyllis' car crash puts Sharon on hot seat. Furthermore, Zink rose to prominence for her iconic run as Barbara Ryan on As the World Turns. Then she stepped into the role of Jordan, who turned out to be a psycho with evil motives. Later, it came to light that Jordan secretly raised Victoria and Cole's presumed dead daughter, Claire. The whole arc molded her into a weapon of revenge against her unsuspecting kin. Before the dust could settle, Jordan again came up with her new antic. That prompts us to ask, why are Ian and Jordan joining forces? What if they carried out other crimes that remain hidden to this date, like Heather's murder? Additionally, how on earth did Jordan and Ian manage to flee custody? Did they find some underground route, or did they just bribe the right people? Nevertheless, the drama will surely hit an all-time high with these loonies unleashing mayhem. In the meantime, keep checking out Soap Opera Daily for more tantalizing The Young and the Restless updates and speculations. Will GC folks be able to face the wrath of this new dangerous partnership? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The return of Ian Ward to Genoa City sends shockwaves through the town, and it's far from the quiet reappearance many might have expected. Known for his dark history of manipulation and sinister schemes, Ian's return is anything but peaceful. This time, however, his motives are deeply personal. Behind the usual cold demeanor and cunning persona lies a man on a mission to find the daughter he lost long ago. A pursuit that leads him straight to Sheila Carter, the only person who can provide the answers he seeks. In a tense confrontation, Ian tracks Sheila down to her hidden retreat, his steely gaze demanding the truth. "You know where my daughter is, Sheila," Ian growls, his voice laced with intensity. Sheila, infamous for her own devious deeds, tries to deflect his questions, but Ian's persistence soon wears her down. With a sigh of resignation, Sheila reveals the shocking truth. Sally Spectra is Ian's daughter. The revelation hits Ian like a ton of bricks. Sally, ambitious, fiery, and fiercely determined, is his flesh and blood. It's a stunning discovery that explains much of her personality and drive. But Ian, ever the schemer, knows that he needs more than Sheila's word. He needs proof. A DNA test is arranged in secret, and when the results return, they confirm what Ian has suspected. Sally is indeed his daughter. With this bombshell in hand, Ian approaches Sally, prepared to confront her with the truth. The encounter is nothing short of explosive. Sally, who has no idea of the storm that is about to hit her, is blindsided when Ian tells her, "I'm your father." Her reaction is one of disbelief. "You're lying," she protests, shaking her head in denial. The man standing before her cannot be her father. She had always imagined her father to be someone noble, someone of integrity, a stark contrast to the man she now faces. To prove his claim, Ian hands Sally the DNA test results, the cold, undeniable evidence of their connection. As Sally reads the document, her world unravels. The man she once imagined as a hero, someone virtuous and successful, is, in fact, Ian Ward, one of the most despised men in Genoa City. It's a crushing blow, and Sally's emotions swing wildly between anger, confusion, and deep pain. How can she reconcile the man she had always dreamed of with the monster standing before her? Ian, sensing her turmoil, tries to appeal to her emotions. "I've made mistakes, Sally," he admits, his tone almost pleading. "But I'm still your father. I came here to find you and make things right." But Sally is not ready to accept his apology so easily. "Mistakes?" she spits. "You've terrorized this town, manipulated innocent people, ruined lives, and now you expect me to just welcome you with open arms." Her voice cracks with the weight of the truth. "Do you have any idea what this means for me?" Ian's expression hardens as he responds, "I didn't come here to beg for your forgiveness. I came to tell you the truth. Whatever you think of me, you deserve to know where you come from." His words hang in the air, and Sally's life in Genoa City is forever changed. The revelation of Sally's parentage sends shockwaves throughout the town. People react swiftly and harshly. Many view her with suspicion, wondering if she will follow in her father's footsteps. Others, like Nick Newman, who had grown close to Sally, find themselves questioning their trust in her. Victor Newman, always protective of his family, is less than forgiving. "Ian Ward's daughter," he mutters. "That bloodline is poison." For Sally, the weight of her lineage is unbearable. Everywhere she goes, people whisper, and the glances she once received with admiration are now laced with judgment. Her connection to Ian Ward threatens to undo everything she has worked for in Genoa City. Despite his notorious past, Ian's intentions seem genuine. He wants a relationship with Sally and is desperate to show her that he is more than the villain everyone believes him to be. But Sally is torn. Part of her is curious, but the other part resents him deeply. Ian's presence only complicates her life further, as his enemies start targeting Sally in an effort to get to him. In a moment of clarity, Sally confronts Ian one last time. "I don't know if I can ever forgive you," she says, her voice trembling with emotion. "But I'm not like you. I've spent my life fighting to be better. I won't let you drag me down." Ian's face softens and he replies, "I don't want to drag you down, Sally. I want to lift you up. But whether you accept me or not, I'll always be your father. That's something neither of us can change." Sally knows her future will be difficult. Her connection to Ian will follow her everywhere, and the town's perception of her will forever be tied to his legacy. But she is determined to define herself on her own terms, even if it means distancing herself from Ian completely. As Ian remains in Genoa City, his presence looms over Sally like a dark shadow. Their relationship is fraught with tension, and the town watches eagerly to see if they will reconcile or sever ties for good. The future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the drama is far from over. The next chapter in Genoa City promises even more twists and turns, and only time will tell how Sally will navigate her complicated legacy. The Young and the Restless. A deadly plot unfolds and a city left shattered. Genoa City has always been a place of secrets and rivalries, but the latest events have plunged its residents into uncharted chaos. In the aftermath of a shocking car crash, Sharon Newman stands accused of a crime that sent Phyllis to the hospital, unconscious and clinging to life. As whispers of murder swirl, Sharon faces a harsh spotlight, unaware that she's the pawn in a sinister scheme orchestrated by two of the city's most dangerous enemies, Ian Ward and Jordan. Here's a look at how their dark plot left Genoa City reeling. 1. The crash that sparked an uproar. The city was shocked when Phyllis's car crash left her fighting for her life. Sharon emerged from the wreckage without a scratch, a detail that fueled rumors she had orchestrated the accident to eliminate her longtime rival. The stares, whispers, and accusations soon surrounded Sharon, labeling her a villain in the eyes of Genoa City. But Sharon knew she was innocent, left helpless to defend herself as the public condemned her. 2. Ian and Jordan's twisted game. Watching from the shadows, Ian Ward and Jordan reveled in the chaos. This was all part of their plan. With ruthless precision, they had manipulated events to make it appear as though Sharon had deliberately caused the crash. For Ian, this was the pinnacle of years of plotting, and with Jordan by his side, the two manipulated everyone like chess pieces. Their objective was clear: to bring Genoa City to its knees while they watched with smug satisfaction. 3. Nick and Chance pursue the truth. As Phyllis lay in critical condition, Nick Newman couldn't ignore his sense of duty to uncover what truly happened. Determined to seek justice for Phyllis, Nick was joined by Chance Chancellor, who refused to believe Sharon was capable of such a crime. Together, they vowed to expose Ian and Jordan's role in the tragic event, tirelessly retracing the events of that fateful night. With each piece of evidence, they inched closer to the truth, committed to clearing Sharon's name. 4. The exoneration and the fallout. After weeks of relentless investigation, Chance's work finally paid off, uncovering the cruel reality of Ian and Jordan's involvement in the accident. Sharon was exonerated, her innocence confirmed, and the city's horror grew as the truth behind Ian and Jordan's manipulation came to light. Phyllis, upon waking, learned of the lengths Nick had gone to save her, and the two found a fragile peace as they reflected on their unbreakable bond. Sharon, though relieved to be cleared, faced an uphill battle in repairing her damaged reputation. 5. An end to evil or a new beginning? With Ian and Jordan's arrest, Genoa City breathed a sigh of relief. But for a town accustomed to turmoil, there was an unspoken acknowledgement that peace could be fleeting. The scars from Ian and Jordan's reign of terror ran deep, leaving a lingering question: was this truly the end? Or would their legacy of chaos return to haunt Genoa City once again? As the city prepares to rebuild and move forward, the residents of Genoa City know one thing is certain. In a town where secrets never stay buried, the past has a way of resurfacing. Only time will tell if Ian and Jordan's dark influence will reemerge, casting their shadows over Genoa City once more. Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, November 14, indicate some major developments in the land of Genoa City as fans head into the weekend. Two schemers are about to get busted, while a billionaire celebrates another acquisition, and two criminals celebrate their chaotic return. What kind of drama is set to unravel on Friday? Time to dive right in. The Young and the Spoilers, Dak busted. Why and our spoilers for Friday, November 14, reveal that Jack Abbott and Diane Abbott could get busted. Fans have speculated that the two have been faking their split up in an attempt to bring Victor Newman down. Sounds like their secret scheme is about to get exposed. During the Thursday, November 14 show, Victor told Diane she could run Glissade if she fired Kyle from his CEO role that night. She took the bull by the horns and very publicly informed her son she was running Glissade now and he was officially done with the company. This would open a door for Kyle to return to Jabot, but will Dak get caught before they can seal the deal? Why and our spoilers, Victor Newman's victory lap. Speaking of why and our spoilers for Friday, November 14 imply that Victor will add an acquisition to his many companies. And it sounds like he'll link a deal with Jill Abbott to buy Chancellor. Will Victor take the opportunity to rub this in Billy Abbott's and Lily Winter's faces? This is the mustache we are talking about, so the answer is likely yes. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Jordan and Ian Ward talk shop. Lastly, as Jordan and Ian Ward officially returned to the land of Genoa City during the Thursday, November 14 episode, will fans see them on Friday's show? There's a good possibility they will. After all, I and our viewers were shocked to see the two former inmates out and about, celebrating the chaos they created via Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman's car crash. Will fans get an explanation around the why? Are the two behind Heather Stevens' murder? A family secret unveiled. Is Claire destined to follow Ian and Jordan's dark legacy on the Young and the Restless? Genoa City has seen its share of secrets, but the mystery surrounding Claire's true identity may be one of the most shocking yet. With Ian Ward and Jordan back in town, chaos is already brewing, but whispers suggest they may not be alone in their schemes. Could Claire, a seemingly innocent figure in the community, be their daughter, harboring a lineage steeped in manipulation, betrayal, and crime? Here's a look into the suspenseful choices Claire faces and the dark legacy that may yet pull her in. 1. The question of blood, Claire's secret lineage. As Ian and Jordan wreak havoc in Genoa City, rumors are swirling about Claire's potential connection to the infamous duo. Known for her kind and helpful demeanor, Claire has earned a spotless reputation. But there's something guarded beneath her charming facade. For years, she's dodged questions about her past, and her reluctance to take a DNA test raised eyebrows. Now, with Ian and Jordan back in the picture, fans wonder if Claire's innocent persona is simply a mask concealing a far more dangerous heritage. 2. A mask of innocence or a hidden agenda. If Claire is indeed Ian and Jordan's daughter, it changes everything. The life she's built, full of friendships and community, takes on a darker undertone. Growing up under Ian and Jordan's influence would mean she learned early how to manipulate, deceive, and hide her true self. The possibility that she has been playing everyone around her all along has sent shivers through Genoa City. Could her seemingly innocent actions mask a hidden agenda, one that will ultimately betray those who trust her? 3. Jordan's call, a test of loyalty. The tension reaches a boiling point when Claire receives a call from Jordan, a summons from her past. With one touch of the screen, Claire would be pulled back into a world of crime and deception. As her finger hovers over the answer button, she feels torn between the peaceful life she's built and the dark legacy Jordan and Ian represent. Does she truly want to rejoin them, sacrificing the happiness she's found for a life of manipulation and crime? 4. A battle within, light or darkness? For Claire, answering the call is more than a simple choice. It's a decision between two worlds. On one hand, she longs to keep her life in Genoa City, where genuine friendships and second chances offer a brighter path. On the other, she feels a strange connection to Ian and Jordan, a pull toward the darkness they embody. Memories of her childhood lessons in power and deceit flood her mind, forcing her to confront the duality within her. Can she escape her parents' influence, or is she fated to become the villain she's always feared? 5. A tense future awaits. In a powerful moment, Claire chooses to silence Jordan's call for now. She turns her back on her past, choosing her life in Genoa City over the legacy of crime her parents represent. But even as she walks away, a nagging thought remains. Can she ever truly escape Ian and Jordan's grasp? The duo's influence runs deep, and their patience is endless. Claire may have chosen the light, but her parents aren't ready to let her go. The residents of Genoa City are left wondering if they ever truly knew Claire. With Ian and Jordan lurking in the shadows, the city braces for a story of loyalty, identity, and the haunting power of family secrets. Only time will reveal if Claire will ultimately reject her dark inheritance or be drawn back into a world she thought she'd left behind. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal what began as a temporary 3-month assignment has blossomed into an incredible journey spanning more than 40 years. Braden has graciously remained in the role, captivating audiences as the iconic Victor Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Braden spoke about if he plans to retire. Naturally, Braden often fields inquiries regarding his retirement, and he's answered those questions for years, or at least the last 10 or 15. While no one is eager to see him step back, the 83-year-old actor has faced some health challenges in recent years, prompting fans to speculate about his future on the show. In a recent chat with TV Insider, Braden dispelled any rumors about retirement. It's evident that Braden is feeling much healthier now, and he has no immediate plans to leave. "I will not. I don't want to," Braden expressed when asked about retiring. "I feel very well. I really do." And our spoilers. Braden wants to keep going as long as possible. This is fantastic news for fans eager to see Victor remain in the spotlight for as long as possible. Braden also provided some health updates, reinforcing his commitment to Y&R. "The cancer is under control, and I'll have another cystoscopy in about a month. If that comes back negative, I'll have some time off. It's never fully gone, so monitoring is essential, but the signs are very promising." Braden shared, "It sounds like it's under good control." He also mentioned that his new knee is fully healed, allowing him to do power squats and engage in various activities to maintain his fitness. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Braden won't leave the show. Braden's vibrant health and vitality make it clear why he's eager to continue portraying Victor, and he has no intention of leaving the show or retiring. If this trend continues, we can look forward to seeing Victor grace our screens for many more years. As long as the show will have Eric, Eric will be Victor. Victor is known for clever schemes, as shown by the surprise rebuilt Newman ranch house for Nikki Newman and the deal he's negotiating with Jill Abbott. According to upcoming spoilers for the show, Victor is set to unleash even more surprises in the near future. So stay tuned for our insights on the daring developments to come. Viewers can always count on the mustache. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. A deadly deception rocks Genoa City. The dark alliance of Ian Ward and Jordan unveiled. The Young and the Restless has taken fans on an unforgettable journey as Genoa City faces one of its darkest chapters yet. With a shocking revelation, Sharon Newman is cleared of suspicion in Heather's murder, exposing the true masterminds, Jordan, a cold-blooded sociopath, and her ally, Ian Ward, a master manipulator. The deadly duo's twisted plot has left Genoa City's residents grappling with betrayal, devastation, and the realization that no one is truly safe. 1. Sharon's nightmare, an innocent caught in the crossfire. For weeks, Sharon was at the center of Genoa City's suspicions. Whispers circulated, labeling her as Heather's murderer. But the truth came crashing down in a shocking twist. Sharon was innocent, a mere pawn in a deadly gang orchestrated by Ian and Jordan. With Sharon's name finally cleared, the real villains emerged, leaving the town reeling and its residents questioning whom they can trust. 2. The Alliance of Evil, Ian and Jordan's reign of terror. Ian Ward's return to Genoa City was marked by chaos, as he teamed up with Jordan to carry out a sinister plan that struck at the heart of the community. Ian, known for his dark history and cunning, was a perfect match for Jordan's ruthless nature. Together, they manipulated Sharon and Phyllis, setting them on a collision course that would ultimately lead to tragedy. Their twisted schemes culminated in a car crash between Sharon and Phyllis, carefully staged to appear as an accident, fracturing friendships and leaving Genoa City divided. 3. Victor Newman fights back. Victor Newman, long seen as Genoa City's protector, immediately sensed the danger Ian and Jordan posed. But for the first time, Victor found himself outmatched, with the duo's clever deception and calculated moves blocking his every attempt to uncover their plot. Despite feeling powerless, Victor vowed to stop them. Realizing he couldn't do it alone, he joined forces with unlikely allies, rallying his family to take down Ian and Jordan. 4. The Alliance to Unmask Evil. As the city plunged into chaos, Abby, fresh from her wedding to Devon, joined forces with Chance, a detective renowned for his relentless pursuit of justice. Together with Devon, the trio unraveled a series of clues that revealed Jordan's connection to Heather's murder and Ian's role as the mastermind. As they got closer to the truth, the stakes rose, with Ian and Jordan using every trick in their playbook to stay one step ahead. 5. A final showdown and a city in ruins. In a gripping confrontation, Abby, Devon, Chance, and Victor confronted Ian and Jordan, armed with the evidence needed to bring them down. But the duo was prepared for their defeat, with a final plan to take as many down with them as possible. The intense showdown tested alliances and left Genoa City shaken. In the end, Ian and Jordan were captured, but not before leaving lasting scars on the city and its residents. 6. Picking up the pieces, Genoa City rebuilds. With Ian and Jordan finally behind bars, Genoa City faces a long road to healing. Relationships have been shattered, trust is broken, and the scars of betrayal run deep. Sharon and Phyllis, though still haunted by the ordeal, find a sense of peace in knowing they were manipulated by forces beyond their control. Abby and Devon emerge stronger from the chaos, their love fortified by the trials they faced together, while Chance takes comfort in seeing justice served. Yet, as the residents of Genoa City try to move forward, a lingering sense of unease remains. Ian and Jordan's reign of terror may be over, but the reminders of their dark deeds are woven into the city's fabric, a chilling reminder that in Genoa City, danger is never far away. As the community looks toward an uncertain future, one thing is certain. In this world of shifting alliances and hidden agendas, the drama is never over. Stay tuned as Genoa City faces new challenges and battles to overcome the shadows of its past. Will the scars of Ian and Jordan's actions ever truly fade, or are they just the beginning of more chaos to come? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, November 15, reveal that Nick Newman wants to know how Sharon Newman knew about Phyllis Summers crashing. Sharon has to fess up to something, most likely an altered version of the truth. Then again, Sharon may feel the urge to reveal all, including info about Heather Stevens and Daniel Romalotti. Will she go there? She may just brush the surface, but Nick will want to know how his baby mama ex Sharon knew about his baby mama Phyllis being injured without him saying a word. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Will Sharon come clean? How can Sharon spin her latest stunt? Will she say that she saw the crash and raced home to call 911? Remember, she was returning home for her phone. What a difference a day makes. We know now that it was likely Jordan who is responsible for the crash, based on her comment to Ian Ward. On a scale of 1 to 10 of soap villain alliances, this one is a 15. Victor celebrates. Elsewhere, Victor Newman is thrilled that he pulled off a coup where Chancellor is concerned. Will he use Abby Newman's wedding to make the big announcement and rub Billy Abbott's face in the truth? Jill Abbott's decision will cause plenty of fireworks and heartache going forward. My and our spoilers. Kyle furious. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott is stunned by his mom Diane Jenkins Abbott's equally stunning announcement. She is now in the big girl seat at Glissade and is firing Kyle, who asks Victor for confirmation. Seriously, Abby's wedding should have been a costume ball for all of the smoke and mirrors taking place. Will Victor tell Kyle the truth? And will he announce that Diane and Jack Abbott's personal war isn't real, then expose their fraud? Diane and Jack have been chewing the scenery, and it's hard to believe that the great Victor Newman was duped by these two. Maybe it's been Victor who has been pulling the strings. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Jack and Diane busted. Tell us why, and our fans. What do you think of the revelation that Jordan and Ian are back large and in charge? Were you astonished, and do you think that have what it takes to turn GC on its ear? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. Jaws dropped when, at the end of the November 14 episode of The Young and the Restless, we learned first of all that Aunt Jordan had caused Phyllis and Sharon's accident, and second of all that the madwoman had done so on behalf of Ian Ward. Juiciest? Our heads are still spinning, because if these two whack jobs are on the loose, it stands to reason that they were behind Heather's murder and Sharon's gaslighting. The question is, why? A legacy of evil. Ian's reign of terror dates back all the way to 1980, when Nicky joined his New World commune after escaping from a prostitution ring as a teenager. But we didn't actually meet Ian until 3 decades later, when Nicky admitted that she'd gotten pregnant way back when as part of the narcissist's plot to secure his legacy with an heir. Soon enough, she had tracked down long-lost Dylan McAvoy and convinced him not to try to contact his biological father. Unfortunately, by then, the Genoa City police detective had left a trail of breadcrumbs that led Ian right to him. In no time, the baddie was blackmailing Nicky for $5 million to crawl back into the hole from which he'd crept and getting slapped by her, punched by her son Nick. You know, a ne'er-do-well's traditional welcome to town. The plot just kept getting more twisted. After Nicky's long-ago lover Paul Williams was shot in the line of duty, it was discovered that he had sired Dylan, while also a member of the New World commune. But Ian wasn't done making trouble, not by a long shot. He sued Nikki for emotional distress, claiming that she'd lied that he'd been the only man with whom she was being intimate when Dylan was conceived. In his spare time, Ian messed with anyone and everyone else that he could. In particular, he toyed with Mariah, whom he'd bought from a drug-addicted doctor after she was born along with twin Cassie to Sharon. At one point, Ian even got Mariah so loopy that he got her to sign papers saying that they were married. But wait, there's more. A year after all of Ian's plots were foiled, he sought revenge against Nikki and her protector, husband Victor, by demolishing Newman Enterprises with Phyllis as his unwitting pawn. When that plan went south as well, the mastermind kidnapped Nikki and Phyllis before finally being brought to justice. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Audra Charles may be headed to the altar despite her belief that marriage is archaic and overrated. Audra had plenty of negative things to say about the concept of tying the knot during Devin Winters and Abby Winters' wedding reception. Of course, Audra's marriage views are nothing new, since she already made them clear to Nate Hastings in recent months. If Audra didn't already hate the idea of marital unions, Tucker McCall really turned her against them. Despite Tucker's repeated proposals and promises for a wonderful life together, he ended up having a nasty split with Audra. It no doubt made Audra even more jaded about the thought of saying marriage vows, since it could all fall apart. Nevertheless, fate may have other plans, at least if the outcome of Abby's bouquet toss is any indication. Tradition says that the person who catches it will be the next to wed, and it's Audra who wound up catching it in Y&R's November 15 episode. Did that bouquet catch just lock in Audra's wedding to Nate? Audra warned Nate not to get any ideas, but it felt like a soapy way to set up their eventual nuptials. Although Audra doesn't want to let herself fall too hard, she's indeed growing closer to Nate, and may eventually find that she can't live without him. There may come a point when Nate pops the question and gets Audra to relent on the notion of living happily ever after. Audra thinks she's closed herself off to real love, but it looks like she'll be proven wrong sooner or later. Nate may be Audra's perfect match, and based on this bouquet situation, her bridal fate may already be sealed. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some shockers and shakeups are brewing for Audra, so we'll bring you more predictions on her romantic path and updates on any engagement news on the horizon. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At the ranch, Abby says her personal vows to Devin. She recalls how he was always there for her and then helped her become a mom. She's so lucky to share this life with him. Falling in love with him felt like coming home. Devin tells her there's a reason he wanted to marry her on her birthday. Aside from the day their son was born, this is the most important day in his life. The day his best friend was born, she's never left his corner. He wonders if they both knew how they felt about each other all along. "You are my absolute everything, pretty lady." Dom brings the rings, and Abby and Devin place them on each other's fingers. Abby and Devin exchange "I does," and the officiant pronounces them husband and wife. The newlyweds kiss, and everyone applauds, until a loud noise from outside stops everyone in their tracks. Nick frowns and heads to the door. Outside, Phyllis is unconscious in her car, which has hit a tree and is on fire. Elsewhere, Sharon is unconscious in her car with her head leaning on the steering wheel. In the ranch house, Nick sees a glow. Victor gets on the phone to call for help as Summer says it sounded like a car crash. She tells her father she'll have Chance meet him over there as he heads out the door. Nikki tells the guest that everything is being handled and they'll get an update soon. She introduces them to Mr. and Mrs. Winters, and everyone claps. Victor looks out the door with concern. In her car, Sharon begins to come to and slowly raises her head. She looks out her window. In her car, Phyllis remains unconscious as the flames burn around her. In the ranch house, Abby and Devin chat with Victoria and Anna, who assure them everything about their wedding was perfect. Abby's gorgeous and they're madly in love. Devin is thrilled to be in a room with everyone they love. Victoria takes Anna to go say goodnight to Dom. Summer joins the happy couple, and they gush about Victor making the night special for them. Summer goes off to get them more champagne. Meanwhile, Ashley and Tracy watch Diane walking around with a glass of bubbly. Ashley wonders what that bitch is doing there. Jack approaches Diane and asks what she's doing at a family wedding, a family that she's no longer a part of. Diane says her name was on the invitation alongside his. Jack bicker with her about it until Kyle walks up and calls her Diane. She gawps, "What? I'm not even your mother anymore." Kyle says she came back to town for a company and money, not him. He doesn't have a mother. She died. Jack tells her to leave right now. Diane tips her glass in Victor's direction, and he tips his back. Outside, Sharon tries to start the car, but it won't go. She mutters about her phone and then gets out of the vehicle. Suddenly, she notices the flames across the way. Nick and Chance arrive at Phyllis' car and call out to her while trying to open the locked car doors. She remains unconscious as the fire burns all around. In the ranch house, Harmony tells Abby her vows touched her heart. Devin's found his true partner, and she's so pleased for him. Ashley agrees. She couldn't want more for her daughter. Talk turns to Tucker. Abby says her dad wouldn't let him near the place, and Devin notes he hasn't reached out in months. Fine by me. Nearby, Nikki tells Jack to say the word, and she'll have Diane thrown out. Jack says she'd like nothing better than to play the victim. He moans that he should have seen this coming. He's getting what he deserves. Nikki says wishing you could go back in time and change things is a special kind of misery. Jack quips, "Are we talking about you and Victor now?" Nikki's not amused. Across the room, Victor approaches Diane, who complains about him ratting her out to Kyle. He says he did it because he didn't trust her. She asks if he does now. He tells her Glissade is hers, if she still wants it. Diane says of course she does. Victor muses, on second thought, there's a little price to pay. The catch is, she has to be the one to fire Kyle. Diane guesses he doesn't think she has the nerve. Victor tells her she only has tonight. The offer will be rescinded in the morning. Take it or leave it. Nearby, Billy wants his mother to tell him what's going on. At Phyllis's car, Chance and Nick are unable to get in to save Phyllis. Nick balls up his jacket and punches the window out. They open the door and pull her out and carry her safely away from the flames. Nick asks if she can hear him. She doesn't respond. He begs her to open her eyes and look at him. Back in the ranch house, Lily, Devin, and Abby talk to a tipsy Esther before moving on to chat with Nate and Audra. Audra admires Abby's dress and says it almost makes her understand why people bother to get married. Abby asks what is it she doesn't like, the commitment or having to put someone's needs above her own. Audra thinks it's an outdated institution and a crock. How many divorces are in this room? Lily thinks love is rare and should be celebrated. Anyone who doesn't think that should keep it to themselves. Nate and Audra walk off and Lily mutters, "Is she for real?" Nearby, Jill tells Billy it's over and it's out of her hands. Victor approaches and tells Billy that Chancellor once again belongs to him. Billy asks his mother to tell him that she didn't hand the company to this maniac. Jill pulls Billy away and says he's not ready. She doesn't see it happening. Victor will see Catherine's legacy through to the future and hers too. "I'm sorry, Billy. I have no choice." Billy pulls her close and says, "You do have a choice, and if you follow through with this, there's no coming back." Victoria calls out to Billy as she walks out the door. She asks him what happened. He'll only say, "You tell your father this isn't over." Inside the house, Maria tells Tessa they should have heard from Nick by now. She worries the fire could be spreading to her mom's house. Sharon's not responding on her phone. Something's not right. I can feel it. Outside, Sharon watches, unseen, as Nick desperately tries to revive Phyllis. Her eyes widen and she whispers, "My God, what have I done?" In the ranch, Summer takes a call from Nick, who asks if she's away from the other guests. Summer moves and says she is now. Nick tells her that her mother was in an accident and is on her way to the hospital. She asks if she is okay. Nick says they both know she's tough. She'll get through this. Summer exhales and says she's heading to the hospital. Nick asks her to call Daniel and have him go with her. He'll meet her at Memorial. Summer asks, "Dad, Mom's going to be okay, isn't she?" Nick pauses before saying, "Yeah, always. I'll see you there." After disconnecting, Nick rejoins Chance, who tells him there are 2 sets of tire marks. It looks like somebody veered into Phyllis Lane. Nick rages about them just leaving her there. What kind of sick person does something like this? Sharon lets herself into her house, calls out for Faith, and when she gets no answer, she sits and screams into a throw pillow. Hallucination Nick appears and tells her things have gone too far. She has to deal with this. Phyllis' car is totaled. She's hurt and unconscious. Sharon hollers that she'll be okay. Hallucination Nick asks her how much more damage she'll do to hide her secret. At the ranch, Victor gets an update from Nick. He tells Nikki that Phyllis was in a bad accident and has gone to the hospital. They must keep it from the other guests so as not to mar Devin and Abby's special day. They make their way back to the gathering and Victor makes a toast to the newlyweds. "May you live happily ever after." Abby and Devin kiss. At Sharon's place, she doesn't want to hear this. Hallucination Nick says he's on her side. Always. She hopes so. He says Phyllis could die. She may already be gone. First Heather, now Phyllis. Now Daniel's the victim. He lost Heather and could lose his mother. I know you don't want that for him. Sharon hollers at him to stop acting like it's all her fault. She spots her phone and notes, "That's where I left it." Nick asks if that's what matters to her now, her phone? Sharon doesn't remember leaving it there. She doesn't remember the crash. Nick says she's having blackouts because she can't handle this. Anne knows she's terrified because Phyllis is relentless, and she should be. She could take it all away. Sharon asks, "What if it was me? I wanted to shut Phyllis up for good. What if I did it? What if I killed Phyllis too?" At the ranch, Victoria corners Victor and asks why Billy stormed out of there. She says, "Clearly you got what you wanted." Victor reminds her this is Abby and Devin's evening. They won't discuss business tonight. He kisses her cheek and walks off. Cole joins her and says, "Do I even need to ask?" Lily finds Jill and asks if she's seen Billy. Jill says, briefly. Lily sits with her and says he told her to convince her that her return to Chancellor is sincere. Jill says it doesn't matter. "I am selling Chancellor to Victor. It is over." Lily gawps. "You can't be serious?" She told her she had faith in her. Jill does. Lily tells her she can't just give up like this. Jill wanted to lead Chancellor to an even greater future. Lily doesn't understand. Jill says she has no choice. "My own body is betraying me." Lily is there for her and will support her whatever she needs. Jill says if she's going to walk away stress-free, she needs a clean break. Lily says it can't end like this. They can come up with a plan. Jill doesn't have the luxury of time. She needs her to understand because Billy won't. She thinks Lily should be at Winters and asks her to let it go. "Let me have some peace." Victoria and Cole approach Claire and Kyle. Victoria asks her daughter how she enjoyed her first Newman wedding. Claire thought it was lovely. Diane interrupts. "I need a word with my son." She tells him, "It's important, Kyle." More. Eric Braden moved to tears over 13,000 episode shock. Outside, Chance disconnects from the hospital and updates Nick, telling him Phyllis is still unconscious. Nick says he has to get to Memorial. Chance asks him to tell Summer he'll be there as soon as he can. Nick fumes if somebody did this to Phyllis on purpose. His phone rings and he answers. It's Sharon. He tells her he has to call her back. There's been an accident. Sharon screams, "Nick, is Phyllis okay?" Nick, stunned, asks Sharon, "How did you know Phyllis was involved?" In the ranch house, Ashley asks if Jack wants to save Kyle from Cruella de Vil. Jack says to give it a minute. Kyle has to learn how to handle Diane, who's not going anywhere. Across the room, Kyle tells his mother they can talk tomorrow. She snaps, "It's imperative we speak now." She stalks off. Kyle tells Victoria, Cole, and Claire this is what she does. She relies on other people's good manners to get what she wants. Victoria says they're used to her tactics. Claire assures Kyle it's Oak. Kyle joins his mother in the foyer as the others watch. Diane tells him, "I have taken control of Glissade, and as of this moment you are officially out." At Sharon's place, she pleads with Nick over the phone to tell her that Phyllis is all right. Nick says the EMTs took her to the hospital and she was unconscious. Sharon hollers, "Tell the doctors she has to wake up." Nick asks, "Were you involved in this?" Sharon cries, "Nick, I'm so scared." Nick shakily asks, "What are you saying?" A woman in a black coat opens a motel room door and goes inside. It's Aunt Jordan. She tells someone in the room, "It's done, exactly according to plan." The other person, Ian Ward, replies, "How wonderful." The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Audra Charles may be headed to the altar despite her belief that marriage is archaic and overrated. Audra had plenty of negative things to say about the concept of tying the knot during Devin Winter's and Abby Winter's wedding reception. Of course, Audra's marriage views are nothing new, since she already made them clear to Nate Hastings in recent months. If Audra didn't already hate the idea of marital unions, Tucker McCall really turned her against them. Despite Tucker's repeated proposals and promises for a wonderful life together, he ended up having a nasty split with Audra. It no doubt made Audra even more jaded about the thought of saying marriage vows, since it could all fall apart. Nevertheless, fate may have other plans, at least if the outcome of Abby's bouquet toss is any indication. Tradition says that the person who catches it will be the next to wed, and it's Audra who wound up catching it in my and ours November 15 episode. Did that bouquet catch just lock in Audra's wedding to Nate? Audra warned Nate not to get any ideas, but it felt like a soapy way to set up their eventual nuptials. Although Audra doesn't want to let herself fall too hard, she's indeed growing closer to Nate, and may eventually find that she can't live without him. There may come a point when Nate pops the question and gets Audra to relent on the notion of living happily ever after. Audra thinks she's closed herself off to real love, but it looks like she'll be proven wrong sooner or later. Nate may be Audra's perfect match, and based on this bouquet situation, her bridal fate may already be sealed. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some shockers and shakeups are brewing for Audra, so we'll bring you more predictions on her romantic path and updates on any engagement news on the horizon. CDL's where you want to be for fantastic Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your favorite way and our hotspot. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.